Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just sorting out my computer so that I can see any comments that are coming on from people who are joining me. So just bear with me 1 second and then we can start. Everything's up and running and I can see Linda's with us already. Thank you so much for joining us, Linda. Welcome to Babsie's Card Making and Crafting. I'm from a little village in Milton Keynes called Deanshanger, here in the UK. And I haven't been crafting for the last 2 weeks. I've had a break. Previously I did 3 videos a week, and I think it just got a little bit too much, and I had a complete break for a fortnight, so I haven't been doing any lives or crafting or anything. And then a friend of mine said, come on, you've got to get back into stamping. So we stamped a few cards and away we went. So here I am today showing you the lovely Daisy Lane. There's so much that you can do with this stamp set. I'm just going to show you a couple of easy stamped cards today, and on Friday we're going to change the cards and do something a little bit more intricate. So let's get started. I've already put some of my stamps up on blocks and they're all ready to go. Just working out where everything's going to go. Oh dear, you get out of the routine of things when you haven't been stamping. Right, here we go. So this is the first one. Now this card is just a basic C6 card, so it is, I work in inches, so this is 8 1/4 scored at 8 1/4 scored at 4 1/8, and this is 5 7/8 deep, and that gives you your basic C6 card. The layer here is 1/4 inch smaller, so that's 1/8 of an inch either side. And that's the bit that we're going to be stamping on. I've got a little bit of pumpkin pie and vanilla, very vanilla cardstock that we're going to do the sentiment on later. Oh gosh, hello. Hello Carol. We've got Carol Gunstone. Hello, Carol Gunstone, and Carol Wincott. Thank you for joining me, and Tracy's with us. Thank you so much, ladies. That's really lovely. Wow. So, a little bit overcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Right, so let's get back to stamping. Right. So this is, as I said, an easy stamped card today, and we're using the large daisy from the stamp set, and we're using this little tiny flower insert. Now this one's come from another stamp set called Floral Essence, but you could really use anything you wanted. If you had a dot or a set of dots, or a little circle or whatever, you could use this, because we're only using it to pop in the middle of the daisies, so you can use really whatever accent you wanted. It was just so that you get another shape with the daisy. That was all it is, and another contrast, so it can really be done in anything. So this is pumpkin pie ink pad. All of the products I'm using are from Stampin' Up, and a link to these products I'm using is on the description bar, so you'd see that when you joined me. So, oh yes, forgot my paper. If we're going to be stamping off, so I get a bit fussy with my grid paper because I use my grid paper. We'll see that later. But I use my grid paper for lining my stamps up. And I get a bit fussy with it being used for stamps. For stamping off. So I collect lots of... Ooh, not 2 bits. Lots of rubbish paper that I can stamp off. Right, so here we go. That's gorgeous. Let's see, it stamps a gorgeous stamp there. So we just want one there, one here, and perhaps another one down the bottom. And we'll just stamp that just off just a little bit. And let's have a look. Perhaps we'll have just a little bit of the leaf here. And maybe just a little bit, just so you can see. Can you see that? So that's that one. And I'm going to close the ink pad. And then I'm going to use, oh, click it down, use Old Olive for the contrasting colour. Yeah, I'll clean my stamps. There we are. If you've watched me before, you'd know I get a bit fussy about my stamps as well. I'm just a fuss pot, really. I like to try and clean my stamps whenever I'm using them. Gosh, that's a bit deep. I wonder if that's going to use... I think that's a bit too dark. Gosh, I must have really filled that up with ink. No, I'm going to change my mind. I'm not going to go for Old Olive. That's a little bit too dark. So I'm going to go for Garden Green. It's a little bit light. Woo! It's a little bit lighter. Gosh, I couldn't have used that ink pad since I've re-inked it. Goodness me. Trouble is, you get your favourites, don't you? Yeah, that'll be all right. You get your favourites, so that's what you use. There we go. So it's just a little... Oops, that didn't do anything, did it? Goodness me. Now, dare I go over that? No. Yeah, she's going to have a go. Oh, not too bad. There we go. So trying to turn... I should be turning the card, not the stamp. There we go. Just adding a little bit more colour in the card. And a little bit more like a... Oh, there we go again. Look at that. Goodness me. That's better. There we go. Oh my goodness. She's not doing too well at all, is she? Now, which way was that one? Oh, that way. Right, okay. It's a good job this is a photopolymer stamp that I'm stamping wrong, because you can see straight through it and you can see exactly where you haven't stamped. Very grateful for that one. Right, so a little bit off there and a little bit off there, and I think I better stop stamping or else I am going to ruin the card. There we go. So that's sort of the feeling that we wanted for this one. Old Olive's supposed to be going, excuse me for reaching, but I'm going to put this back on my ink shelf so it doesn't get confused with all the others, and I pick it up and do something silly with it. Gosh, what a mess. There we go. Oh, Carol says she's just brought the grid paper and she feels the same way about me. Yeah, I know. You look at that lovely wad and you think, oh. And Linda's completely the opposite. Oh, wow. You get yours really mucky then. Yeah, there is two sides to the paper as well. You can turn it over. Oh, dear. It's good that we're all different though, isn't it, eh? Right, so that's that one. I'm quite liking that. Yep, that's good. Now, we go back to our cardstock, which is pumpkin pie, and I'm going to take that out of the way or else it's going to get inked on. Oh, yeah, I should have, something else I should have done. I should have got a new pack of Tombow, because I was really struggling this morning when I was having a go at the sample card. I was really struggling to get the glue out of the thing. You can hear the rustling in the background. It's me getting a nice new Tombow. Yeah, so we've got a nice new one now. Whoa! Oh, here's a little tip. Did you know, I bet you all know this now, did you know that in the hot weather, there's no need to turn your glue upside down because it goes really, really runny? Now, I hadn't even considered that, and somebody told me that the last time we had really, really hot weather. And I said, my glue's running all over the place every time I take the top off. And she said, well, yeah, it does now because of all this hot weather. There we go. That's gone round there. That's lovely. And that's really made those other flowers pop. I like that. That's good. Right, go back to the sentiment then. And my sentiment is going to be put on this card, and all I'm going to do is just flag the edges. So my sentiment is from the Daisy Lane stamp set, and it says, it's your time to shine. And the reason I love my grid paper is for this reason. When you have, I've already centered this, but I'll show you anyway. When you have a stamp like this, and it's a really teeny weeny one, you can lay it on your grid paper on the edge of the edge here, because 9 times out of 10, whenever they have these red rubber stamps, where there's a sentiment, the underside of the sentiment will be on a straight piece of red rubber. So that's what I do. I line that up on the line of the grid paper, and then I place this over the top and line the edge that you see on another line on the grid paper, and that way you get it right in the center. And then all you have to do is when you stamp, you get your card. This is a little bit long, this piece, but never mind. And then you can place it right in the middle. As long as your block, you don't have to look at the words, as long as your block I can't see that, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to bring it down a bit. It's because the tablet that I'm filming from is right at my head height, and I can't I can't see the other side of the block. So gently stamp in. Want to leave a little bit for the flags, and down we go. Ah, turn it over. Here we go. Right, let's have another go. It's your time to shine. Yay! Well, almost. Do you think that'll do? Or should we do it? Let's do it again. Why not? The shine isn't quite shining. So let's cut that off because we've used both sides now. That's why I had a long piece, you see. Try again. You can tell I'm out of practice. Yay! There we go. Right. Yep, that'll do nicely, thank you. Right, so let's clean that one off. There we go. Right. So we're going to cut that piece there. And then we want to flag this end. So, how big do you want your flag? There we go. So all I'm doing is I'm cutting about halfway down. And then in from each side. Gosh, I must have used these on some sellotape or something. That was a bit naughty of me. Come on, come on. Yay! There we go. Lovely. Right, so that's that one. And then we want it a little bit further off. There we go. Gosh, I'm shaking. Is that right? Should be right. I'm definitely going to have to clean my scissors. There's definitely a bit of glue or something on them. Yay, there we go. Well, almost, not quite, but almost. Right, let's stick that on there before I change my mind. Right. There we go. Let's have a look at some comments because I can see them flying past and I've missed some comments. I got a little smudge of green. How did I get that there? I haven't even got the green out. But I've got it on my finger somewhere. Nope, I'm greenless. It's come from somewhere. There we go. It's gone. It's gone. There we are. And then we can have this just coming off the side. Ooh, it's a bit big, isn't it? Should we put it up there a bit? Yeah, I think so. I think that's all right. We'll have it up there. Right, let's have a look at some of these comments. Yeah, I agree, Linda. Yeah, they should be kept separate. I do keep meaning to do that. Having a pair of scissors for my ribbon and a pair of scissors for my glue. But like you say, when you can't find your glue scissors, it's like, I've got to do it now. And then it's the first pair that comes to your hand. Whoops. Oh, did you see that? There we go. Just a simple little card. How sweet is that? Right, we want a little daisy. So back comes the paper. And should we have a big one? Yeah, we'll have a big one. There we go. Nice one in the corner. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I bet I haven't cut it down. Oh, yes, she has. Oh, clever girl. See, I do get things right sometimes. Right, so that's all clean. So we can clean that stamp off. There we go. Yeah, dry it off as well. Oh, I'm going to shut the ink pad up. Quick. Right. Yeah, I quite agree, Carol. We do have good intentions, but they do go haywire. I find if I want to do something like that, then I have to do it there and then. Because no matter how much I think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, that's such a good idea, I'll organise that and I'll do that. No. You find yourself, like me with the scissors, using your glue, using glue on scissors you shouldn't use glue on, and then it all goes out the window. But there you go. That is one lovely card. So really easy. Just card, stamp, and ink, stamp and paper, however you say it. Really nice. I like that one. And I think we might have time for another one. So put that aside, bring this back in, and this time we're going for Purple Posy. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the ink for Purple Posy. That's your sentiments. So what I'm going to use is Highland Heather, and I'm going to stamp off twice. But first of all, oh dear, I bet you're having a real laugh at this. First of all, I'm going to stamp the flowers, I think. Yeah, I'll stamp the flowers. We're going to have one in the middle somewhere there. Oh. What did I say about the wrong ink pad? Dearie me. Two sides to every paper. I'll just go round and... because this was cut so to use the other side, there's an edge on the paper. So when you layer it onto another piece of paper, you can see the ridge on the side. So that's all I was doing, was just smoothing down that ridge. Right, so that's that. Stamp off the water. Make that nice and clean. And then we'll put it in the right ink. So this is Highland Heather. And we're stamping off. Oh, looks like I've got a hair on it. Good job we did that, wasn't it? Or else I wouldn't have seen that until it hit the paper. Right, I'm just seeing if I can get this hair off. Right, there we go. Let's have another go. Yay, lovely. Right, so 1, 2. And I'm holding it there for a little bit because there's less ink on here and we want it to have a good coverage. Oh, now it's done it again. Now, why has that done that? I can't see any more hairs on the stamp. I could see the other one. There doesn't seem to be a hair on here. Oh well, it'll just see that stamped perfectly. So we'll stamp that and then we'll go one here and see what that looks like when it finishes. Dearie me. Yeah, you see, that's fine. And then one there. There we go. Shame about that one. I wonder if we could do... No. I'm going to say I wonder if we could do that darker, but it's a red rubber stamp and you won't get the imprint. That is a shame. I've got a little bit of a thought. Now, if I use the Highland Heather right marker, but use the bullet end and not the pointed end, it usually gives a lighter ink. And if I'm very careful, sorry for the silence. I'm really concentrating. I want your eye to be taken away from that smudge. So what I'm doing is creating, if you like, lots of little smudges. Just on this one flower. So yes, it looks different, but it doesn't look different because it's got a smudge on it. Do you see where my thought process is going here? You're going to have to talk amongst yourself for a bit. I'm concentrating so much, I'm ever so sorry. We're nearly finished. There we go, look at that. You'd never think there was a smudge there, would you? I'm really pleased with that. Oh, well, there you go. Right, so that's that. now comes the fun part. We have a stem to go in here. And I know what I'm going to do. Before I do anything else, I am going to cut. You shouldn't really do this, but if I cut the top, if I cut the top of that off, I know exactly where the top of that stem is, and like, there's no guesswork. Right, let's see how dark that is. Oh, that is perfect. Perhaps I should have used that one on the other card. Right, here we go. So this one we're going to have coming here. And then this one we're having make myself jump. This one we're having coming this way. Just need to get that up by the flower. There we go. And then this one's coming this way a bit. Whoops. Right up there. And down. Oh, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. Right, back to our right markers again. And what was that one? That was Pear Pizzazz. And I'm just, oh, sorry. Just going to just put those last few lines just in here. There we go. Perfect. Lovely. There we go. Now I can shut that ink pad up before I get any fingers in it. And then we want to do, oops, that's that little bit of stamp. Right, clean it off. And again, just a simple image. And then this time, we're going to have smile. Just in the middle. Or we could use this one again. No, let's go for smile. I quite like smile. Smile could be done for anything, can't it? You can have smile and then happy birthday inside. Oh, gosh. No, let me get my grid paper. Let me see, let the dog see the rabbit, as my dad used to say. Right, I'm just going to bring that down just a fraction so my head doesn't knock the, there we go. Very nice, like that. So that's in there, all nice and clean. She says, and she's smudged it. Never mind, we'll cut it off. That's that one. I'll just trim this end down a little shade so it fits the same. There we go. And then we can have smile just at the bottom there. There we go. Or you could have just smile over. Oh, no, I like it there. What do you think? Oh, hello, Marietta. What do you think to that? Do you think that looks better there or over the flower? Over the leaves? What do you reckon? You decide while I'm sticking all this down. I posted some photos of my lovely flowers in my garden today, because I was sitting out there and I was thinking, I'm not going to see these for much longer. So I took some photos, and then I thought, oh, wouldn't it be fun to put them on my page. So I posted all these photos on my page of the flowers that are in my garden. And Marietta very kindly gave me a thumbs up and told me she loves my yellow flowers. I have a yellow flower in my garden. It's not coming off. I have a yellow flower in my garden that's opens up to a lovely big rose. And it's got, before it opens up, you'd think it was a pink rose. But as the petals open, it turns yellow. And as the flower gets older, it turns even more yellow. And the photo that I put up was of this yellow flower, and it's got a very thin pink edge because it's almost fading. And she posted on there how lovely the flower was, and I said, yeah, you wouldn't believe it, but it was a freebie. Bottom corner, Marietta says. Either way, Linda says. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. It was a freebie from Wyvale when it was over at Woburn Sands, is it? I can't remember. Oh, is it Dobby's now, I think. Yeah, it was just a promotion that they were running. And you brought 3 packs of one sort of flower and you got this rose free. And it hadn't done very much at all in the garden because we put it next to this lovely dark mauve buddleia. And of course the buddleia drowned the rose out. Well, this year we cut the buddleia right back, and it still produced beautiful flowers, but the rose came into its own. It really did, and we've had so many blooms from it this year. And now we're kind of thinking we might get rid of the buddleia, because when we bought it, it was supposed to be a small buddleia, and that's what we wanted to fill this little space. And it's just grown enormous. I mean, our fence next door, our neighbour's fence, is 5'6", and it towers over that. And the width of it, well, I don't know. I wouldn't hasten to add how wide it's got. So yeah, we're thinking of actually taking it out. I said to Pete we could take cuttings, but then you're only producing exactly the same size plant. So I think it's for the chop. Oh dear, I hate taking anything out that the butterflies and the bees love. But we do have another one on the other side of the garden. So there we are. That's another lovely card. So they're the 2 that we've made today. And I haven't got a sample of this one. You may have caught when I brought the things down this lovely little sketch. I don't draw. I am not an artist at all, or a colorist, but I do have a go at sketching things, and that was a sketch, so I didn't forget what the layout was, and that was my sample for this one. This is Merry Merlot and Crushed Curry I want. Oh, no, that's Bumblebee. That's Bumblebee. It's not Crushed Curry. It's Bumblebee. Merry Merlot and Bumblebee, that is. And that was really quite nice. I like that one. And this one is Pumpkin Pie and Garden Green. and this one is, the cardstock is Purple Posy and Pear Pizzazz, but the stamped images are Highland Heather stamped off. So there's our 3 cards today, and I hope you've liked them. If you have liked what you've seen today, please press the follow button and the bell, and you'll be notified every time I put a video up. I'm pleased to say that I'm back with you guys now, and hopefully we'll have card in the box soon. I'm busily designing some, so if you're interested in having a box with some cards in that you can make, and some DSP and some cards made in a different way, then watch this space, because we'll have a I call them crafting bags. So when you get your box, it will be a box in the post, but when you get the box, there'll be little bags inside. Each bag will contain the cards that you're making. And that's how I presented my last one, and everyone thought it was really fun. So if you're interested, that will be going live in a couple of weeks' time. Just give me time to get back on my feet. Yes, that'll be done in a couple of weeks' time. And all I can say is thank you so much for joining me. And I do apologise if you have come in and I've missed you, so great apologies. I will see your comments when the video's finished. And as I said, if you could like and share the page, and press that follow button if you'd like to know when I go live again. I will be uploading these videos now to YouTube, so if you know anybody who doesn't do Facebook or would like these types of cards and would like the YouTube link, I'm more than happy to do that for you. Just let me know. Thank you so much for coming my first live back for a couple of weeks. It's been great to see you all on there chatting. It's been a pleasure to be able to bring these cards to you today, and I look forward to seeing you all on Friday. So my next one is Friday at 12 noon. If you press, I'm sorry to keep on about it, but if you press the follow button, you'll get notified of the videos, so you don't have to log in at 12. You can go back and watch them later. So that's enough from me yabbering. Thank you so much for joining me again. Have a good evening, a lovely week, and hopefully I'll catch you on Friday at midday or later. Thank you. Stay safe. Bye-bye.